Well, hi there. I wanted to take some time and just try to share some thoughts here with you today. And it's a brand new year, and I've gone through this process of setting goals now for probably a couple years now, that I've been more intentional about setting some annual goals, and wanted to talk a little bit about that. And we're gonna jump into that in a minute. Some specifics on how to set goals that you actually mean to achieve. Michael Hyatt says to accomplish our goals, we must distill our dreams into daily actions, and I found that's really true. And trying to make that happen on a daily basis is really where the battle is won or lost. This last Tuesday was kind of the end of the holiday season for us. We dropped off our oldest daughter at the airport, and she made her way back to Hope Sound, Florida, where she's starting her second semester there. And, there were a lot of emotions. Obviously, this Christmas season's been a little different for us, with Rebecca having surgery, removing her spleen in early December, and then there was a period of quarantine after we had some COVID exposure. So our month was just really different than most years. And we didn't get that Christmas card out that we had planned on doing, and there were a lot of other things that just went undone. But we really had a beautiful, reflective Advent season. And as I dropped Kaylin off at the airport and drove away, it was kind of bittersweet. We treasured every single moment of our time together, and thank God for it. And while we shed some tears of grief at parting again, there were some things that God's teaching us. God's been at work in our family, teaching us to rely on Him. And, as we waited at every stage of Kaylin's journey to hear if she had made it through security, and had she made her connecting flight in Atlanta, or had she made it to her destination yet, the thing that hit me was I was absolutely helpless to assist her. There was nothing I could do. She was in God's hands. And I had a similar feeling as we were waiting for Rebecca to get out of her spleen surgery and to start that process of recovery. We were just completely helpless. There was nothing at that moment that we could do. We were in God's hands. Her life was in God's hands. And so much of life right now especially just seems completely out of control. And we make plans. We have goals, we have responsibilities, but have to realize that the Lord is sovereign. And there are times when all we can do is just trust Him. It was 20 years ago in March that our family started in full-time ministry. It doesn't even seem possible that it's been that long, but it is already 20 years in for us. And I haven't figured it all out for sure. There's a lot that I'm still learning day by day. But one of the things that I'm learning is this balance between planning for the future, doing our best to put a plan in place. Somebody said if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And it's really true. You have to start by having a plan. And then, as someone else said, make it subject to smash. You realize that even the best laid plan is not going to be executed the way you think it will, because there are things that happen that you can't control, and that's okay. And so resting in the fact that we do serve a sovereign God, He knows what He's doing, it's going to be okay, and yet at the same time planning for the future and distilling our dreams, as Michael Hyatt put it, into daily action. There's a fine balance there. Jesus said, "Take no thought for tomorrow. Every day has enough trouble of its own." And so there's a sense in which we just live day to day, and at the same time, if you just wander through life with no goal, how are you going to know that you got where you're really going? You've got to have a sense of direction and of a goal. So I set a few goals this year, and I started actually before the end of the year, writing down on kind of 5x7 note cards the big picture of what I'd like to see accomplished in the various areas of my life, and try to put those down as clearly as possible. So again, I want to lose weight next year is not a goal, because it doesn't really have any action attached to it. What you've got to figure out is what is going to help you get to that place. And so for me, my goal is to work out 1 hour 3 times a week, and to listen to a book while I do it, so that I'm not just wasting my time with keeping my mind idle, and that I do that on a regular basis with the goal of getting down to 185 pounds by the end of the year, eating healthier, exercising 3 times a week, and losing weight, getting down to 185. And that's my goal, and I've got that laid out. I know how many pounds I need to lose per month, and the way that I'm going to do that is by eating less, exercising more, burning more calories. Another goal that I have for this year is to read Scripture and pray daily until my soul is fed. It's easy for ministers of the gospel, I think, to become sloppy in their habits, and to just kind of go through the motions. And I've been challenged in this area to really read and pray daily until my soul is fed. And so I have a goal of doing that, and making that an ongoing habit. I'll also have a goal this year of reading and listening to 36 character-building, paradigm-changing books. And so that's 3 books a month. And by God's grace, I'm going to be doing that. I have kind of 8 other goals in my year, and things that are specific, they're actionable, they're things that are exciting to me. They may seem a little bit risky. It's like, man, how am I going to get there? I'm going to really have to stay busy if I'm going to. And that's what a goal should be. It should be something that challenges you. So I want to encourage you to set goals, and then begin to do the hard work of figuring out, how am I going to distill my dreams into daily actions? How am I going to do that on a daily basis? And one of the great tools in the Full Focus Planner that I use every day is the section for the daily big 3. If I don't get anything else done today, what are the things that I need to do today? What are the things that are really important? The other tool that I just finished filling out is the ideal week. And for me, I do this different each quarter. I find that my summers really are better spent kind of making time for traveling and people and meeting in that way. And the first quarter, or the winter, there's more time for reflection and for writing and generating content. And so my ideal week looks different in the first quarter than it does in the second and part of the third. But there's a lot of things that if you do not get started on it at the beginning of the year, if you don't really lay out where you're going, you're not going to get there. And so whatever it is that God has given you to do, I just want to challenge you to go after that, to do it, and to do it with great love, to do it with a passion for God that will supersede everything else, and not be distracted the enemy of the best is the good. And many times there's lots of good things. My friend Gabe Norris says it's the other spiritual law. People love you and have a wonderful plan for your life. And so if you're doing anything at all, you're going to have somebody knocking on your door and saying, hey, why don't you come over here and help us with this? Why don't you do this? And so instead of accomplishing your goals, you're going to just end up accomplishing other people's goals or helping them accomplish their goals. That's the way it works, is if you don't have a plan, you are going to end up being subject to somebody else's plan. And so what I love about creating goals and creating my own ideal week and creating a daily big three and a weekly big three is that it really helps me to refocus and be able to say no with more intentionality, to be able to say when the phone rings and there's somebody that has a wonderful opportunity. Sure, it's great for somebody. To be able to say no and to know why. Because every yes really is a no, and every no is also a yes. When you say yes to something, you're saying no to other things. God has made us all differently, and because we are so incredibly different and have different gifts and abilities and things that just make our dashboard light up, when we find that place where what we're really passionate about also meets what we're really good at, there's some really great things that can happen there. And so I just want to encourage you to really, if you haven't yet set goals for this year, I want to encourage you to do that and give some thought. What are the things that you would like to see accomplished this year? And things that are actionable, things that are measurable, something that you can actually do something about, and then work your way towards that and see how God can help you to accomplish things that He wants you to accomplish and that you need to accomplish in 2022. Well, those are just a few thoughts that I wanted to share with you. Thanks so much for listening. And if it's a help to you at all, I'd love to hear from you. I just consider this kind of a conversation. I know it's one way because you're only hearing me, but I would love to hear from you. And feel free to message me. ericheimlich@gmail.com is my email address. Thanks so much. Have a great day.